Hello, everyone, and welcome to Barca News. It's December 22nd, 2022, and Barcelona are looking to postpone all of their winter transfer market signings until the summer. Also, Joan Laporta has confirmed Barcelona's interest in Bayern Munich's right back, Benjamin Pavard, and it looks like Yusuf Moukoko could be a real option for Barcelona in the summer transfer market. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and I'm currently out of town visiting family. So I'm away from my computer and all my equipment. So as such, I'm bringing you this live video with all the Barca news, and I'm going to be bringing you a live video all week until I go back home. So please bear with me as I bring you the most up-to-date Barcelona news through these live and unedited videos. Now, I'll begin with the news that Barcelona are currently postponing all their winter transfer market signings until the summer. Now, as I reported many times before, both Joan Laporta and Jordi Cruyff have confirmed that it's going to be nearly impossible for Barcelona to make any signings in the winter transfer market due to the strict financial fair play rules that La Liga has, and hence the news that I broke to you yesterday, which was that Xavi had told Matteo Alemany that if the club cannot make any signings in the winter, not to worry about it because Xavi considers that he has a complete squad and that he can compete in La Liga with the current players that he has. Now, the departure of Gerard Piqué and the removal of his salary from the Barcelona books had given hope to Barcelona that they'd be able to clear enough space on the wage bill to make signings in the winter transfer market. But it seems like it wasn't enough because La Liga have informed Barcelona that their salary limit right now is negative 35 million euros. The departure of Gerard Piqué was able to clear 5 million euros of Barcelona's wage bill. And as such, the balance has gone down from negative 35 million euros to negative 30 million euros. However, it's still a negative balance, and Barcelona cannot sign anyone as long as they have a negative balance, and they need to bring that balance to a positive one. Now, Barcelona were also hoping to offload Memphis Depay in a winter transfer market to clear some space on the wage bill for the incoming new signings, but it's now being reported that the Dutch forward has given up on leaving in the winter transfer market because he wanted to leave for free, and Barcelona were not willing to allow him to leave for free, and they wanted to cash in on his value. So it now seems that Memphis Depay has decided to stay until the summer when his contract expires with the club, and he can leave as a free agent. And as such, Barcelona can no longer count on the offloading of Memphis Depay to clear space on their wage bill. Now, all these circumstances combined, the departure of Gerard Piqué not being enough, the fact that Depay doesn't want to leave now in the winter transfer market, and the fact that La Liga have very strict financial fair play rules, the club have now decided that they're not going to be able to make signings in the winter transfer market. So instead, they're going to be postponing all their signing operations until the summer, which is when the club are confident that they're going to be able to offload enough players and clear enough space on their wage bill for the incoming new signings. Now, Barcelona are counting on several operations to clear space on their wage bill, starting, of course, with the departure of Sergio Busquets at the end of the season. Since he's one of the highest paid players on the squad, that's going to clear a big chunk on a wage bill. And even if Busquets does decide to stay at Barcelona for one more season, it would be on a much lower salary. So either way, Busquets is going to be one player that Barcelona will be able to count on to clear space on the wage bill. Now, there's also other players whose contract will expire at the end of the season, like Hector Bellerin and Sergio Roberto. And of course, Memphis Depay, who I just mentioned a few moments ago. So all these players leaving will mean that Barcelona will be able to remove all of their salaries on their wage bill to clear space for the incoming new signings. Now, the transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has announced that Barcelona have everything in place to sell a player in the summer transfer market for around 50 to 60 million euros. However, no one knows who that player is. But either way, that's one salary more that Barcelona will be able to remove off their books. And of course, they'll be able to count that income that they're going to be able to make off the sale of that player, which is estimated to be around 50 to 60 million euros. Now, all these operations combined, Barcelona are counting that will be enough, not only to clear space on the wage bill for the incoming new signings, but also to remain under the 1-to-1 ratio rule under La Liga financial fair play rules. Now, there are other smaller operations, such as that of Alex Collado, who's currently on loan at Elche, and Barcelona were hoping to be able to offload him to Elche, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. And it's being reported that Alex Collado could end up at Las Palmas. Now, there's also the operations of Nico and Abde, two players who are currently on loan. Nico at Valencia and Abde at Osasuna. And even though Barcelona want to count on both players next summer when they come back from their loans, it's reported that if Barcelona need to, then they will hear offers for these two young players. But as of now, Barcelona want to count on them on the squad next season. And their sale would only be if Barcelona absolutely need to do this. Now, all of these operations combined, like I said, Barcelona are hoping that will be more than enough to create space on the wage bill so they can sign two players, which would be to reinforce the pivot position and to reinforce the right back position. Now, in regards to the pivot position, as I've reported many times before, Busquets' contract will expire at the end of the season. However, Xavi is trying to convince him to stay for one more season so he can mentor his replacement and continue to be a leader in the locker room. However, as I reported in yesterday's video, more and more sources are confirming that that's looking like Busquets has made up his mind and he wants to go to the MLS, to Inter Miami more specifically, at the end of the season. Therefore, Barcelona are now contemplating offering Sergio Busquets a 6-month extension instead of a whole year extension, because that would mean that Busquets' contract would expire with the club in December of next year, which would give Busquets enough time to arrive in the USA for the preseason in the MLS. Now, even though Busquets has said that he's not going to make an official announcement until February of 2023, it's being reported that Busquets would be more in favor of staying in Barcelona for 6 more seasons rather than an entire year. Now, obviously, whether Busquets leaves at the end of the season or 6 months after that, the question still remains on who Barcelona will be signing to replace him. And it seems that Xavi's number one option is still Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi. However, the club have confirmed over and over again that they're not willing to spend the 60 million euros that Real Sociedad are currently asking for Zubimendi, not only because it's a big price, but also they consider that that's too much money for a player that hasn't really proved himself outside of Real Sociedad. Unlike other midfielders, such as, let's say, Enzo Fernandez, who has become one of the best midfielders in all of the Portuguese league, and then he went to the World Cup and won it with Argentina. They consider that Zubimendi hasn't really proved himself outside of on the European level or even on La Liga level, that he's only been good at Real Sociedad. So they're not willing to spend that much money on a player that has not proven himself on the big stage. Now, two players that Barcelona will for sure not sign for the midfield will be Bernardo Silva and Ilkay Gundogan. Now, in regards to Bernardo Silva, even though he was Xavi's dream signing, Barcelona have made the final decision that they're not going to be trying to sign the Portuguese midfielder, given his huge price tag of around 80 to 90 million euros. And that's not even taking into consideration his big salary, if he does arrive at the club, which that will not be the case because Barcelona have decided not to move forward with this operation. And it's most likely that Bernardo Silva will be extending his contract with Manchester City. Now, in the case of Ilkay Gundogan, his contract was due to expire in the summer of 2023, and as such, he was the favorite free option for Barcelona to replace Busquets. However, it's now being reported that Barcelona have made the final decision not to go after the German midfielder because of his age of 32 years old, because Barcelona want a younger option, a long-term option, rather than a 32-year-old who they're going to have to replace in another season or two. Now, in regards to the right back position, it's now being reported that Barcelona have once again renewed their interest in Bayern Munich's right back, Benjamin Pavard. Now, Pavard's contract with the Bundesliga club will expire in the summer of 2024, and it's reported that the player does not want to extend his contract, and in fact, he wants to leave the Bundesliga at the end of the season, with Barcelona being one of his preferred destinations. Now, Barcelona had been linked with Pavard prior to the World Cup, but that interest had kind of cooled off because it was being reported that Barcelona's number one option to reinforce the right back position was the Argentinian Juan Foyth. However, it's now being reported that Barcelona are once again interested in Pavard, and in fact, Pavard is now in pole position to come to Barcelona over the Argentinian Juan Foyth, because Barcelona consider Pavard more of an asset than Juan Foyth, given that he can play both in the right back position and as a center back as well. Now, this report has been confirmed by Barcelona's president himself, Joan Laporta, who said that Benjamin Pavard is a real option for Barcelona and that the club are really consider signing him. Now, on to the big news that Youssef Moukoko could be a real option for Barcelona in the summer transfer market. Now, as I've been talking about for quite some time right now, Youssef Moukoko has become one of the most coveted talents in Europe, as he's considered one of the most promising talents in football. And his contract with Dortmund will expire in the summer of 2023. Well, it's now being revealed that Barcelona wanted to sign Youssef Moukoko in the winter transfer market. However, La Liga told them that they can't, that they won't be able to. And that's what prompted Youssef Moukoko's agent to consider a contract extension with Dortmund. Now, Barcelona are continuing their communication with Youssef Moukoko, who, even though there are a lot of European clubs interested in him, it's reported that he would prefer to come to Barcelona because he's always been a Barcelona fan. And if Youssef Moukoko can withstand the pressure from Dortmund to extend his contract with the Bundesliga club, then Moukoko could arrive in the summer, because Barcelona have asked them to wait until then, which is when they are confident that they will have enough space on their wage bill to sign the young sensation. Now, we will end today's video with the brief news that an interview that Joan Laporta has given has once again triggered the rumor mill in the media that Messi could be arriving in Barcelona, because Joan Laporta said during a holiday, during a Christmas dinner, that Barcelona are currently, as it stands, cannot make any big efforts to sign any new players because of the financial situation. But if Barcelona were to make an effort for any player, it would be, of course, for Lionel Messi. Now, this has been taken completely out of context, and there's a lot of media outlets there reporting that Joan Laporta is not giving up on Messi and that he's going to try to sign Lionel Messi. But that is very far from the truth, because as Joan Laporta said it himself, during that same dinner, which the media outlets are now choosing to ignore, Joan Laporta said that it's impossible for Barcelona to sign Messi because PSG are willing to offer him a lot of money, and that Messi is very happy in Paris, and also because Joan Laporta and Messi have not talked since that incident where Leo Messi had to leave the club. And of course, there are plenty of reports saying that the relationship between Joan Laporta and Messi has deteriorated beyond repair because Messi feels betrayed by the club. So don't listen to any of the reports out there saying that Joan Laporta is looking to sign Messi. That is far from the truth. What he said was that if Barcelona were to make an effort for anyone, it would be for Messi. But he also added that as it stands right now, it would be impossible for Barcelona to sign Messi. And in fact, there are already reports coming out saying that it's looking like Messi could be extending his contract with the Parisian club. So that is it for today. There was a lot of news here. I hope I brought all of it to you in a short and concise manner. Please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I shared with you, including that Benjamin Pavard could be the Barcelona's #1 choice to reinforce the right back position. Also, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please make sure you do so. It only takes a second. It's free. And by doing so, you'll be helping the small and humble channel continue to grow so I can continue bringing you the most up-to-date news about our beloved club, FC Barcelona. And for all of you who have already hit the subscribe button, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting this channel. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Good night.